Hello, welcome again to one of my another video video portfolios. Today I'm going to be talking about the installation of Cacti on Ubuntu server. Basically, Cacti can be installed in any of the Linux open source operating systems, but just for the purpose of this video I have installed it on Ubuntu. This is one of the projects I did while I was working with Vinod Patel Company Limited. So basically Cacti is, if I tell you, Cacti is like an open source network monitoring tool. It is of course freeware, so anybody can use it, and you don't need to pay for subscriptions and other and for support, and it's quite easy and it can be installed on anything. So first the thing we need to, like, there's three components to it. We need to install PHP, and then we need to install our web services like Apache, and then we need to have a database. So that's the three main ingredients for this for the installation. So first we need to install the PHP modules, and then we need to install Apache. I prefer to use Apache because it's quite easy. You can use other install services also, and those are some of the things. In this is just an example I'm giving you. In this instance, this database that is installed here is MariaDB, but I prefer to use MySQL. Looking at the commands here, it has been a while since I did this project, so I'm just looking at referring to one of just the web links from which is similar to what I did for the installation. But it has been a while since I installed it. Yeah, so you can just connect to your database, MySQL, with your username and then the password, and then you can create a table. And then the other thing was that installed was SNP, because SNP is used to monitor all the processes and everything on the machine itself. So you need to have SNP. And yes, so after installing Apache, then you can just go ahead and install Cacti. And then when you install Cacti, then there's an option where you want to configure the database. And also, if you have manually set up the database, then you can just click on yes and then enter the details there. For the purpose of this portfolio video, what I have done is I have just went ahead and installed Cacti straight away with minimum configuration. But my initial setup that I did with Vinod Patel, just to configure it to my specifications, I installed it one by one, not straight away. When I'll go to the server itself, then I'll show you how I installed Cacti with minimum configuration, just for the sake of this video. And then yeah, you need to go and configure the Cacti server. You need to go into the configuration files and then fill in some of the things, the database defaults and the database usernames, so it can connect to the database itself. That is just granting some privileges in my database. Like I said, for my instance that I installed it for the first time, I used MySQL. I prefer to use MySQL. And then yeah, initial startup, need to go into the server's IP address or the host name, and then you just / and do Cacti, and then you should be able to see it. And then you can just go through the setup, and then yeah, it will be installed. If you want, you can change the configurations here, as you can see. Yeah, so pretty straightforward stuff. Yeah, like I said, if you wanna configure your Cacti to your specifications, then you need to do one by one installations. For the purpose of this video, what I have done is I've just went to Google Cloud, as you can see, and I've created a instance of Ubuntu server, and then what I'll do is I went and SSH into the server itself. So once I SSH, then this is my server, as you can see. So my Ubuntu server is hosted on Google Cloud. So it's going to connect now. It's connecting to the server. Okay, so I'm connected to the server now. Right, so one of the first things I want to show you is what versions of Linux am I running. It's Ubuntu server, like I said. So as you can see, it's a Linux instance, and then it says Ubuntu, and then yeah, it's x86. I think it's Ubuntu 18 point something, but never mind. The other one I wanted to show you was the history of the commands. Like I said, in this one, what I have done, as you can see, is I have just went and to the repository of for Ubuntu and open source and Linux, and I've entered the command sudo apt-get install cacti, and then I ran through the configurations. Yeah, that was a pretty straightforward. There's very minimum configurations you have to do, and then you just have to follow the instructions and everything. Like I said, when I was initially setting it up, then I installed the Apache and the PHP and the MySQL databases, and then I configured it to my specifications. But with this kind of installation, you have to do bare minimum configurations, and then it will be set up. So just for the purpose of this video, I have just installed it like that. The other thing I wanted to mention was you can see is somewhere on line 50 sudo apt-get snmpd. So you need to have the snmpd daemon running on the server itself, so that the snp can report to all the processes and everything back to Cacti. So what I want to show you right now is I have some photos on my drive. So this is one of the installations I did just for the sake of this video. Was like, just need to configure. Once you do sudo apt-get install Cacti, just have to go through the minimum configuration settings, and then I just need to click on now here, and then you can just install with the bare minimum settings. Cacti will still run. So that was my machine, and the next one I need to show you is the console, the Cacti console itself. So basically, then you can just go to your IP address and then / and then Cacti, and then you'll get to this page. And then once you are doing the installation, there will be a password required. So the password you have entered there, that is the password that is being used here. So what I have done is gone ahead and then logged into the Cacti web interface, and then you can see if you want to set up new graphs, and then you can add your graphs here. You add your devices and everything, create a new device, and whatever network devices you have, you can just put it in here with the description and what kind of. You can add your switches and routers and then all those devices. Currently I don't have any network devices connected to it, but I have had this running for a while now. And as you can see, I have done for the local host graphs for the local host, so you can see like the load averages and memory usages and processes and all those, how many users were logged in. So this is just a simple graph, just a test graph showing all the processes on the local host. Likewise, what you can do is you can add your other devices. Like I said, all your network devices, you can just edit here, and then you can go to devices, and then you can add your devices. Like I said, I have added a local host, so all the processes and everything, memory usage running on that host is so yeah, pretty cool. It's a pretty cool network monitoring software. It's web based, and then it's free and open source, so it's readily available for everybody. If you have any questions or anything, you can just email me. I have my email addresses on my website, so you can go to ifranali.com and then you can contact me from my contact page. So that's basically it regarding Cacti setup. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.